Okay, so we are starting Unit 7. Unit 7 is all about what we call proportions. And 7.1 specifically deals with calculating rates and what we call unit rates. And we're going to define each of those. Okay, so get your Cornell notes set up, please. So what exactly is a rate? That's our first thing. So we're defining the word rate. A rate is a ratio of two quantities with different units. And I will tell you what that means. Okay, so what's an example of a rate? Here's a rate. Yes. Let's say I give you a fraction. That's what ratio means, right? Ratio is a fraction. Okay, notice that I have in numerator 90 miles. In the denominator, I have 3 hours. My units are miles and hours. Are those the same? No. So that's why this is considered a rate. We have a fraction, and the units are different. The numerator units are miles. The denominator units are hours. And we just write it like this. We read it as 90 miles per hour, per 3 hours. Okay? So write that down so that you know how to read a rate, and then we're going to do some examples. Example 1, make sure you write this down. 45 apples in 3 bags. And all I want to do is write this as a rate. Okay? And we go from left to right. So how are we going to write this? We're going to write 45 apples. And you need to make sure you write the units in 3 bags. So we have 45 apples over how many bags? 3 bags. Yes. Because one of the most important parts of rates is knowing what your units are. So we do have to write the units. Easy, medium, or hard? Easy. Okay, so try example 2 by yourself. That's all it is. We are not reducing.
Do we have to write the problem, or can we just do the answer?
Write the problem so that you know what the answer is going to. Okay, so we have 240 heartbeats, so that becomes our numerator. So a lot of people said they abbreviated it to HB. I'm going to write heartbeats. Aww, so cute.
I know I am. Thank you.
All over.
We only have 9 questions. You can't put the hair.
All over what? All over?
4 minutes.
4 minutes. You can abbreviate it to min. So now we need to define what a unit rate is, now that we know what just a regular rate is. So a unit rate is a rate with denominator of 1. So make sure you write that definition. A unit rate is a rate with a denominator of 1. So going back to our example, of 90 miles over 3 hours. Did anybody notice that we could actually reduce this fraction? Yes. I could reduce this fraction by dividing. By dividing by what?
3.
By 3. So if we divide the numerator and the denominator by 3, what would that give me?
1/1.
That would give me a unit rate of 30 miles over 1 hour. And we can read that as 30 miles per hour. Okay? So example 3, we're going back to our 45 apples in 3 bags. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this. 45 apples over 3 bags. Okay, how can I write this as a unit rate? I need to divide by what? What's going to make my denominator 3? Dividing by my denominator 1? Divide by 3. So please make sure that you write that you're dividing by 3. You can just write divide 3. And if I am dividing by 3, that gives me how many apples? 15 apples. In how many bags? 1 bag. So 15 apples per bag. And that's your answer. Does that make sense? Okay. So let's look at example 4. Example 4 goes back to our heartbeats in 4 minutes. So we had 240 heartbeats. In 4 minutes. Okay, and I want to write this as a unit rate. So what will I be dividing by this time? What can I divide to get a denominator of 1? I need to divide by 4. Will I always be dividing by the denominator? Yes. So we're going to divide the numerator and the denominator by 4. And that's going to give me what? 240 divided by 4 is 60 heartbeats. Per what? How many minutes? 1 minute. Correct.
You have to write all that?
Yep.
Oh, it's not going to be
Example 5. Okay, the only reason why we are doing one like this is because a lot of your homework has charts like this, and I want to have one done. Yep. So the table below shows the number of math facts that various students completed and their time. Part A, you need to complete the table by writing the ratio and calculating the unit rate. We are going to fill out the whole thing together. Right now, I just want you to write the table. Alright, so what we have to do for this one is we want to first fill out the ratio column. So we're going to do math facts to time. So let's look at Wade here. How many math facts did he do? 38. So I abbreviate it to MF. All over how many minutes? 2 minutes. So Wade's ratio is 38 math facts to 2 minutes. What about Pat? What's his? 45 math facts per 3 minutes, right? Jen? 40 math facts over 2 minutes.
48 over 4.
Very good. 48 math facts over 4 minutes. So far, so good? Everybody get it all filled out? Okay, then let's do the unit rates. So looking at Wade again, what am I going to divide by to get the unit rate? 2. So that's going to give me 19 math facts per minute. Okay, you still have to write the minutes. What about Pat? What am I dividing by there? 3. So that's going to be 15 math facts per minute. Okay. Jen, we divide by 2, so we get 20 math facts per minute. We're not done. Math facts.
I get it.
Ha ha ha. And then last one, what do I divide by? By 4, that gives me 12 math facts per 1 minute. Not done. We're not done. Get your notes back out. Okay. Part B. Based on the unit rate, who does their math facts the fastest? So let's look at the unit rate column. What do you guys notice about every ratio in this column? They're all over what?
1.
And all of them are over 1, which means we can compare them because the denominators are the same. Okay, so we're looking for who did the fastest. So what does that mean? Does that mean we're looking for the one who did the most math facts in 1 minute or the least math facts in 1 minute? The most. We're looking for the fastest. So who did the most math facts in 1 minute? Jen did. So we have to answer as a sentence. Jen did her math facts.
You said we had time to do our homework.
The fastest. Yeah. Okay. And that's it.